Alright. This is going to be weird looking that way.
I know.
Alright. Well, I guess it's fine because I never look at the camera anyway.
Well, I was thinking that's interesting because last time when we were on the couch, you were looking at the camera a lot, and I thought that was cool. But then, like, when we were doing it on the table before, we were doing it like this and just looking at each other.
Talk about that on the podcast. Gosh. Alright. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Church Podcast. My name is PJ.
And I'm Blake.
And today we're recording in our van officially, our traveling studio. And we're going to be talking about we're getting back into the cultural values of our church.
Ex-church.
Right. And breaking them down and just talking about them.
Yeah.
So today we're going to do the cultural value, have fun.
So, just as a reminder, there was 20 cultural values. So, this is number 3. They weren't in any specific type of order, but this is the third one we're talking about.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's all we've done?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's funny because that's actually like literally how I felt when we picked the amount of cultural values. Are you fucking serious? I can't remember all of those.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, so when we started the cultural values or whatever, it was because all these big mega churches had mission statements and vision statements and cultural values, but I think the most we saw was 5, maybe 10, and we had fucking 20.
You know, I don't know if anyone really knew the ultimate reason why we had the cultural values, because it happened right after a bunch of people left. So
yeah.
I was thinking that we had them as kind of a pick up the pieces type of thing.
Yeah.
we gotta build excitement again. We gotta get create buzz again. We gotta distract from how all these people just left and hate us now.
Mm-hmm. Well, here was how they spun it. So they said, okay, everyone that left, they were so not our culture. They were dishonoring. They were, blah, blah, the list goes on. And so what they tried to make it into a good thing of now with the people we have left who are our culture, we get to establish our cultural values and our mission statement and our vision statement, because everyone here, we all value the same thing. That's why we all stuck around.
Which, even as we're talking about it, that in and of itself is not really a bad thing.
No, that sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, have fun. That's a great value. I value having fun.
I do as well. That's why we picked it, because we were both there when we picked all of these values.
Yeah, I don't remember which ones I can fully condone, but
there were some I hated.
Yeah.
I hated the real wordy ones. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But
I feel that's the problem with churches. It's everything sounds so good. Everything looks so good. Oh, who wouldn't want to live forever? Who wouldn't want to be blessed by God? You don't have sickness. You don't have this. And then they always say, oh, well, this is kind of a caveat or whatever. We stand on these promises, but that doesn't mean that life comes without pain. And it's all these different churches say the same thing. It's it always bugs me, because it's okay, so why did you just make $1 million off that God's Promises book that you just pulled every verse out of the Bible that says God's promise, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I always go off on these tangents and then forget what I'm talking about. So it's all all this stuff you hear about at church, for the most part, is all good. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they need you there. They need your money. They need your money. Nobody's paying them to do that. Nobody's paying churches. You know? I mean, the whole world's kind of paying them because they don't have to pay taxes and you know, whatever. But, well, anyway. I'm not going to act like I know all the ins and outs of that. But, you know, for anyone to get up there, they pull a paycheck from this place, and they're going to act like they don't situate everything in such a way that they benefit financially the most. They're not going to say stuff that bugs people. Mm-hmm. They're not going to, you know, maybe the pastor doesn't like music. You think they're going to cut music if that's something that attracts a crowd? No. So it's like, in the end, nobody even likes being there because everyone is trying to make it like such a place that, well, everyone except the people that go there to just genuinely like learn about God and have friends. Like the people who work there, they're all trying to push their own like best idea of how are we going to be the most successful, and nobody has the same exact opinion, so you end up, I feel like, always ostracizing somebody at all times, especially if you have an extremely narcissistic head pastor mm-hmm. who is just refuses to do anything but what they want. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I feel like even with the fact that there was 20 cultural values, it, you know, the whole reason that they wanted them was to reproduce our culture into people who came in to the church who were new, but also it was supposed to help teams and people make decisions. You know, so for example, is that event going to be fun? Is it going to show this other cultural value? But when there's 20, it's like, no, nothing can be all 20 of those things all the time. So it's like, I would make a flyer or a video and it was like, well, that doesn't show, you know, this cultural value. It's like, okay, but I can list 16 that it shows, but because you're focused on this one today, then apparently it doesn't like make the cut, you know? And so it was so frustrating.
I feel like it also takes a lot of kind of holding those values with the open hand too, because like was the case with our church, the having fun was pretty much defined by whatever the head pastor or whoever was leading the meeting, whatever they decided was fun at that moment. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like, what do you guys think is fun? No, it was like, this is we have fun here, so I decided we're gonna do this. And it's like, and like half the people might just not want to do that. Mm-hmm. I mean there's a lot of stories we could share, but basically it was like, that's not fun for me.
I know.
You know. And so they either say something and get their hand smacked, or, you know, like, you didn't carry the atmosphere and support my leadership. Now these other people aren't gonna, they're gonna question, you know, and it's like, it was either that happened, or they would just not say anything and not come back the next time.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like have fun really should have been like, if you're not outgoing, go away. Because that's all, like, their idea of have fun and the head pastor's idea of have fun was just like, you know, outgoing college sorority.
Actually, the head pastor had the best idea of having fun.
He was alone.
I'm going to stay by myself and drink. I'm all for that. Like, I mean, I don't know why we didn't follow suit with that. I mean,
that's funny.
Who doesn't want to like have, you know, a very small gathering of people and get drunk?
I know, during all these have fun sessions, we should have totally been like, well, he's not here, so bye. Follow in his example.
What do you mean?
Because anytime, like, during the shaving cream fight, during, like, the stupid cake fights, you know, did he ever get hit in the face with cake? Oh, no. He was, like, in his fucking room by himself, chilling.
Well, he wouldn't get hit in the face anyway because people treated him as if he was like God's chosen, like Jesus himself. I don't want to compromise my salvation and possibly anger him, you know.
Yeah. Which really just saved his ass from having to participate.
Well, anyway, so the cultural value we're covering is having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And basically how that played out was building the church is the ultimate fun you can have. Whatever that means. The infamous shaving cream fight. Like, that was so fun for all these kids, you know, maybe a couple people liked the shaving cream fight. And so if you didn't like the shaving cream fight or you got mad, like you actually really got in trouble as if you're not leading.
Yes.
It's just so fucking ass backwards. Like, I'm not a good leader because I don't like what you did today. Okay, I just won't feel things anymore.
So, I feel like we should explain what happened with the shaving cream thing.
Sure.
Because, so what happened was the executive pastor had this idea. She thought it would be really funny to prank the male elders of the church. So what she did...
Specifically the males?
Yes. So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so them and then the worship pastor. So she told all of them that she was struggling and she wanted prayer and she would really like the elders and pastors to pray over her after third service. And so all of us went back into one of the kids' church rooms and they're all praying for her, eyes closed, like super into it, you know. And then I don't remember, she didn't start it, obviously it was her whole idea, but some other person comes in and then shoots shaving cream all over the guys. And so then
I thought I heard that the one got smacked in the face from behind first, was like the first part.
That could have been. I don't remember that exactly because I was just waiting in anticipation, you know, because I was trying to not get hit. And so
either way, that just sounds like so much fun.
I know. So basically, these guys got all pranked and then it turned into a shaving cream fight throughout the whole entire church. There was cans going everywhere, people shooting everybody. And so then, you know, by this time, I already knew if I didn't participate, then, like, I was gonna get in trouble, pretty much. But all I said was, hey, everybody, just please don't touch my face, because I'm sure there's aloe vera in this, and at the time, like, my skin was very sensitive to aloe vera. It'd break out in, like, a huge rash. And so, lo and behold, somebody smacks me in the face with it, and looked at the ingredients, and sure enough, it had aloe vera, had a huge rash on my face. And so it's things like that where it's like, if I ask you not to do something because I'm allergic, like, you don't know why somebody's asking you to not do something, like, just don't do it. Just respect them and don't hit them in the face. I didn't say, like, I wasn't, you know, you can put it in my hair, put it, like,
I'm sorry, like, that doesn't even need to be said, though.
I know. So just, anyway, so that was the basis.
It's like, I mean, it's like talking about whether or not, you know, we have a dating policy? No, there's no dating policy. It's someone's own personal business. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Your church. Just do church.
Exactly. And so...
You don't have to explain why you don't want to do something. Hey, don't do that. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. And so that's... I mean, there's other instances, too, that we can share in a minute. But it was very frustrating for me because I felt like... And, you know, then I showed up to our Sunday night meeting with the huge rash... And people were asking what happened. I said, don't hit me in the face. And I got hit in the face. And I'm allergic to aloe vera. And, like, this is, you know. So, yeah, it's things like that where there's a ton of people who are very introverted who did not want to have anything to do with that at all, because that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, introverted. I'm introverted. And I didn't want to do that because I don't want shaving cream on my face. I'm about to get in my car. I want shaving cream stains on my clothes and car. I want to fucking clean. Thanks for giving me chores. Like, that's not fun. That's not fucking fun.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to. Like that's just kind of like the go-to example we talk about a lot because of like how extreme it was. But this was like a constant. This was like one of the things that was constantly used as you know, I don't even know how to explain it because there was so much correction. That's the right word. Correction.
Yeah.
You're constantly getting corrected for something. So it makes perfect sense that we had so many cultural values because it's like the more things that I can hold you to that you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Like if you come in to a meeting and you're tired and you know just don't really want to participate, but you're there, you showed up, you know, maybe you have a thought and you want to share it, maybe not. You look like you're not having fun. What's going on? And then the whole meeting would shift to what's going on with PJ? We need to talk about this before we can move forward because it's destroying the atmosphere. How can the Holy Spirit work if the atmosphere isn't elevated? Now we need to worship. Forget what we were going to talk about tonight. Actually, we're just going to minister to PJ. God! So now here I'm, you know, me and whoever, I mean, so many people got wrapped up into like a situation like that. And it's like, okay, so we actually had work to do tonight and things to talk about, you know, or maybe you had things you wanted to talk about, but now we're just going to talk about me because I had a bad attitude and I'm not having fun.
Maybe it was, you know, couldn't have been the fact that you woke up at 4 a.m. to get to the church and do rehearsal and then do 3 services, and then now you're just really tired and exhausted for being around people all day. Maybe there was technical issues.
You know, a really beautiful way that have fun as a cultural value can play out is it kind of permits people to not actually be so highly involved because everyone's definition of fun is different. So it's like, okay, we have fun. Why? Because having fun is healthy. So today, instead of, you know, wasting my time at 3 hours of like a rehearsal meeting that can be, you know, highly summarized, I'm gonna go to the river instead and relax so I can be like really like roaring and ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, like, but no, like, no. It's so funny because anything they did was having fun. That's what it was. It was like, you know what? Having fun is advancing the gospel. Having fun is serving my heart out at worship rehearsal and at worship, you know, on Sunday and whatever extra rehearsals we want to throw in there because we don't feel ready or because I wasn't prepared. Like, so this is fun to you, right? Like, or are you saved? Because advancing the gospel, this is fun to me, but I'm not sure what's going on with you, right?
Yes, I'm just having so many flashbacks. Yes, that was exactly it. It was, if I'm doing it, I'm gonna make it fun for me, and you guys go here, so it should be fun for you too. But I'm just trying to make you more like me because I'm the best fucking person alive.
Who is?
The executive pastor.
Oh.
The senior pastor did not really participate in any cultural values unless it was about honor to him.
Yeah. Another thing, I feel like this might apply to all the cultural values, but I'm just thinking about it with like having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot my thought.
I have another example that I think would be interesting to share when you're done.
What were you just talking about?
Talking about how the senior pastor didn't really participate in any, like, cultural values, or, like, he didn't, enforce them, except for honor.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so having fun when you're at the top is pretty easy because you can have a bad attitude, you can do minimal work and still be honored.
Mm-hmm.
You can do nothing or even hurtful things and be like honored and respected and thanked
because you're anointed by God,
and pretty much just be good at salesmanship,
right?
Just gotta sell people on staying, gotta sell people on like recruiting new people and stuff like that. You never have to deal with a reprimand. You never have to deal with like, if you don't want to spend time on something, you just delegate it to one of your subordinates. I mean, that sounds fun, but it's like totally different for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
When you're gonna get in trouble for not picking up chocolate covered strawberries at midnight. I'm sorry, no. Well, fuck you.
Let's fucking make him then. All the stores are closed, but you have to figure something out.
I gotta teach you how to.
Do I have to do everything? God.
It's a little bit of triggers.
Trigger warning.
A little triggered about some things. Spent a little time there. A little too much.
So, I think, the other example I was thinking of, it kind of is similar to the shaving cream thing, but I feel like have fun thing, it makes me think like really there it was have fun at all costs. Even if you're personally disrespected, you should just not be disrespected and think of it as fun. 2 examples now I can think of. Okay, 2. So the first one is we were hanging out at the pastor's house a Sunday night. I think it was somebody's birthday, so there was cake, and then of course a cake fight ensued. I don't know why there were so many like food fights. I don't know why that was a thing. Maybe because they're all like children, but
that was gonna be my answer.
So people were throwing
no
cake at each other.
No disrespect. I loved you people. We're old.
I don't want cake. I don't want to have to go home at 1 a.m. and wash all this
Thanks
stuff.
for slapping me with a hot dog. That's why I came here.
So anyway, there was this one girl who was really trying to avoid getting cake thrown at her, and she had just gotten like a week ago, like just gotten new like braids in her hair. They were like brand new, super. Oh, gotta start a new clip. Dang it. Okay.
So you were talking about hair.
Yes. Okay. So
Sorry.
Anyway, she had just gotten her hair done like a week ago. It was really expensive, and she didn't get her hair done like a lot, and so it was very special. And she can't just wash it every day. It's not like, can't just go in the shower and wash it out. And so she was being very like, if you get that in my hair, like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna throw you in the pool. Like, she was being really funny and like lighthearted about it, but she was very serious. Like, please don't get that in my hair. Oh, you
don't mean that.
Yes. And so our executive...
Who did it?
I'll get to that. So our executive senior pastor told everyone, go get her. Like seriously, like, you just need to have fun. And it was like, she was making a huge deal out of it where she didn't even need to. She should have been like, okay, nobody touch her beautiful hair.
It's actually fun to me to not waste money that I spent on this expensive ass hair.
I know. And so, anyway, everybody went after her. Somebody ended up getting her in the face. I think it was the executive pastor, but it could have been her friend. But
we'll just bleep it. We can just use names. We'll bleep it.
I think it was either or.
Yeah.
So it didn't get like all in here, which is why it makes me think that it was because she knew how like important that was, you know. So anyway, it was like I was watching that and I was like, I also didn't want cake on me, but I didn't make a big deal out of it because I knew if I made a big deal out of it, everyone would just come after me and I would get it all over me anyway. And so I just shut up and let them just, you know, go after her instead of being like in my head I was thinking like, you guys are crazy. That's really expensive and she can't just wash it out like you can. Like that's really insensitive and not fair. And so, but I didn't say that because I, again, didn't want to get in trouble or didn't want to be dishonoring or whatever. And I feel like there were so many instances like that, especially with Have Fun, where it was like, just because you're having fun and you're making the other person feel bad for not wanting this like thing done to them, like that's not wrong for them to feel bad and not want to do that. It's just not fun for them.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so that was an example. There's another example, too, I can think of. It was at our worship summit. You were there.
Yeah.
So, the girls...
Oh, yeah.
...wanted to play a prank on the boys. Well, so the executive senior pastor wanted to play a prank on the boys. And so we were at a worship summit where the whole, like, most of the like leaders on the worship team were there going through 5 dysfunctions of a team, and it was super awesome. And so the boys were staying at the pastor's house and all the girls were staying at my house. And so the executive senior pastor wanted to prank the guys, so she wanted us to wake them up with like air horns and silly string. So we were going to sneak in through her bedroom window.
That is so funny and fun.
And so we were going to sneak in through her bedroom window and then wake the guys up with air horn and silly string. And it was interesting because we had just done like a personality test. You know, the Myers-Briggs, whatever.
INFJ, blah, blah, blah.
Right. So... it's really funny because, like, after going through that, you would think that, like, I think maybe only 1 or 2 of the guys that were there would have even, like, thought that that was funny.
We have 8 INFJs here. Yes, let's do this.
It was like, exactly. It was like a lot of you guys were the same things. It was only me and the worship pastor were even E's, you know? And so, anyway... for some reason, she thought it was a good idea. And so, it was my job to get all the girls there. And, which also sucks because I'm not a morning person. I didn't want to wake up and go do this. You know, it was like 3 hours before you're supposed to start. So,
we're going through the 5 dysfunctions of a team.
Let me make this even more uncomfortable for everyone because I know they're going to hate it.
Uncomfortable and we don't even have enough time to finish this book.
Yeah.
So let's waste a bunch of time pissing people off.
Yes.
Oh, but it's fun. It's a cultural value, so it overrides actually becoming a functional team.
Right.
Because functional teams wasn't a cultural value, actually.
No, it wasn't, because what it was you guys have to change who you are inside to belong here and fit in to this culture that we've set. And if you're not like that, we're not gonna accept you. We're just gonna keep pulling pranks on you that you don't like and make you uncomfortable. So anyway, we got there, and it was funny because I stayed in the pastor's room the whole time. I didn't blow an air horn. I didn't go into the living room.
Why?
I didn't spray silly string because I didn't want to, because I didn't want that done to me.
Wow.
So
And they didn't think that was telling?
I said, I got everyone here. I'm going to go take a nap.
Oh, wow.
And so I took a nap in her bed while you guys were all out there. getting pranked. So, anyway, it's like no one there liked that, you know. Then you guys tried to get us back later when we were like napping or something, but it's just, again, another example of like, you think it's fun, but like, I don't believe she's that stupid to think that like she, you know, really thought that all those guys were gonna think that that was like hilarious.
You know, it's interesting. That just made me think about something. You know, like I don't hate her. I don't hate the executive pastor.
Yeah.
Ex-executive pastor. I don't. Like, I think we legitimately, like, in real life could have been friends.
Yeah.
And I have no problem arguing with people, disagreeing, getting into fights. That's all fine. But when it's like, when you're like, what's really bad about it was that it's like, you know, we're trying to attain to salvation and like eternal life and fucking like fulfill our purpose and shit and all that. And so that dynamic makes you feel like I'm gonna be judged.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm doing bad as a Christian because this person doesn't like me, doesn't, you know, says negative things about me all the time. But you know, it's like, damn it, I forgot my thought again. We need to stop drinking beer while we do these.
It's okay, you do that when you drink coffee in the morning when we film too. It's not the beer.
So there's nothing I can do to be a smart person.
No, your mouth just moves faster than you want it to.
I just feel like I was going somewhere with this thought, and all this cameras and lights are making me nervous.
I'm sorry.
What was I gonna say? It was really good.
I'm sure it was.
I forget.
No. I'm sorry.
Beer.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the point that we're trying to make here is that, especially like in cult churches, like the church that we were at, if you're not doing it the way exactly how they think that it should be done, then it's wrong. So if having fun to them is A and having fun to you is B, that doesn't really matter. Now that's just not fun. And so you have to feel bad for doing it or you know, get reprimanded for not having fun the way that they want to have fun. So I feel like that's the main point that I want to make, is that like places like that are, I mean, I don't know if it was because I think both of them were narcissists. You know, maybe that was it. I'm not sure. Not sure why.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've told you before, I feel like everybody is a narcissist to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is with church is it's so easy to take your position and use that to manipulate people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like at a job, you can say, I don't like this job. You're not paying me enough. I'm sorry, I like you as a person, but I'm going to go somewhere else. No, at a church, if they're good, which they were,
mm-hmm.
at manipulating people, they can make you question your righteousness, your rightness with God, mm-hmm. your right standing with God. Like, you're really being hurtful, PJ. I'm just not sure if you're saved, because that's not the fruit of the Spirit. You know, like, yes. That'll fuck someone up.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, okay, maybe I don't have the Holy Spirit. Like, people don't already question themselves enough.
I know.
Let's go ahead and just pile all this on because you hurt my feelings today, so I'm just going to make you feel like a nobody so that you come crawling back to me and pay another $40 for a Freedom Weekend, and we'll go ahead and exorcise these demons.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly it. And I don't know, like, if it's because, I mean, part of it I feel like is she feels like she's not good enough or ever going to live up to what she thinks God wants to do in her life, and so she's got to put down everyone else too. So, like, we all are feeling insecure together. Because before, I felt great. You know? Like, I've never felt more insecure in my life than, like, trying to be a leader there. Like, before that, I was totally fine and secure with who I was. I wanted to know God better and get back into church because I loved going to church when I was little. And, like, in high school, I loved, like, the youth group that I was a part of. It was awesome. So I wanted to get back to that, you know, but not because I thought that I wasn't saved, you know, and need to question all these other things about God. I just wanted to get back around a community of people who believe the same thing that I did. And
you know what's really interesting? Sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's really interesting. I feel like as we're talking about the cultural values and stuff, I'm realizing that the cultural values originally everyone bought in because it's like, do you think this is valuable? Yes, I value that. Yes, I value having fun. Yes, I value good to great leadership. Of course. Mm-hmm. Do I want to always be learning and growing? No, I want to get dumb. Yeah. Of course. You know, but like, we created these things with like the right heart, I think, and then it just became like, I guess this almost like an argument, like a never-ending argument. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like we value having fun. Our culture values having fun. Okay, great. So I need to make sure that I'm having fun because that's what we like here. Yeah. Like, it's valuable for us as this church family. We want to have fun. So simple. But like, if your peers didn't think you were having fun, or you didn't look like you were having fun, or you don't look like you're learning and growing, it doesn't matter what's actually happening. Mm-hmm. It doesn't fucking matter what's actually happening, because you don't look like you're having fun. So what does that do? That makes a bunch of people desperately, constantly striving to look like I'm learning and growing. I gotta look like I'm happy. I gotta look like I'm having fun. Not happy, having fun. Yeah. And look like I'm a good to great leader. Never mind what shit's going on inside. It's like
the opposite.
It's like this constant. It's like. This is the plague of religious people. Mm-hmm. From the very beginning. For like every religion that I see, they're all trying to look right. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really important to accept the fact that we're not fucking right all the time. We're not good all the time. We're not happy all the time. We're not having fun all the time. You can't do that shit. Right. You can't make a cultural value some kind of, it's whitewashed. It's like Paul was calling out the was it Paul? Or Jesus was calling out the Pharisees. Like, you whitewash tombs. Yeah. Like, you look so great. But you're dead. You're fucking dead. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like we've been following the Dad Challenge podcast. Mm-hmm. If you don't know, follow the Dad Challenge podcast. If this is interesting at all, his podcast is great. He's got stories about why he's an ex-pastor. He started a new podcast called The Burnt Out Pastor. But
very triggering.
It's like it's refreshing to know we're not the only ones. But it's so interesting to me how I feel like people just keep falling into this, like, it's like a competition. It's like, who can look the best? Whoever looks the best really becomes like the ultimate church person. Mm-hmm. You know, because Jesus didn't even look the best. He was fucking perfect. And they murdered him. They crucified him because he wasn't keeping the cultural values.
Right. Not in the way that they thought that he should keep them.
Yeah, it's like really interesting.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Do you have any more examples? Because I think that's all I can think of.
I don't really have. Well, I mean, every day was an example. I could rattle off a million examples.
I know. I have one that I want to share in a later episode about me pushing that car.
You know what? One thought, though. The cultural value of having fun, and I guess all the cultural values, they became completely meaningless. Because when you put words on a wall, or you put words down on paper, and you teach people, like, this is what we're about, this is what you should be about, you know, or we think you're about this because you would be a really great fit here, those become completely meaningless when you, like, embark on this futile path of doing these things. Mm-hmm. At a place where having fun isn't actually fun. Well, then saying we have fun means absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. Is that all you had to say?
That's all I have to say about that.
I mean, we could keep talking. I feel like maybe people will get bored by now, but yeah, having fun at church was
not
like
fun.
trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, there were moments where it was really fun, but
that's a good point. Actually, I want to talk about that a little bit more. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like the moments that I thought were really fun, you know, were when you and our other friend picked me up from the airport and we had a hour and a half long conversation, you know, and I said, hey, like,
that's so interesting. Sorry.
Well, I just, you know, said, hey, like, do you ever just want to, you know, take a vacation for like 2 months? You know, when you were like, oh, yeah, I totally feel that way, you know, and our other friend was like agreeing also. And it's like, yeah, because like we can be real with each other and that's fun, you know, like just all of that. I feel like the relationship that us three had was like it was really special, and it was really actually fun. Like, we drank wine and painted, you know, and went to the park and drank some wine there, and but you know, it was like we were doing like real life stuff that was like fun for all three of us, and no one was around judging us on like, oh, well, that's not actually fun because you don't have a new person with you and you're not discipling them along the way, blah 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 blah.
It's really interesting. Like if you imagine what a church would look like if they actually wrote down the things they actually truly value by their actions, nobody would want to go there.
No,
because we don't value killing ourselves working, you know, over full time at a, you know, over 40 plus hours a week.
On top of
to make
your
sure
job.
we have excellent props and music and lights and all this, you know. It's like outsiders are going to come in and see that and be like, you value working like a slave and getting scolded for not being perfect and
right,
and working tirelessly without pay. No. I mean, if you could take those things and somehow assign a great value and benefit to that, then cool, say that. Like, you know, you can come here and be miserably tired and feel like you're never good enough, and we'll pay you $1 million. Oh, cool, great.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent, but like,
I understand what you're saying.
You know, it's like we would get in trouble for doing what we said was what we value. Having fun. Right. Having fun isn't going to church on Sunday and serving 3 services plus, and plus 5 rehearsals that week and not getting paid a dime for any of it. Oh, cool. I'm broke because I'm spending all my time here, so you bought me groceries. Thank you. No.
I know, like, that's some kind of like, oh, look at what I did for you. And then, if you did anything...
So I got into a fucking hole because of this place.
Right.
And you felt like the generosity to help me out. Throw me a bone.
But then they'd hold it over your head. I bought you beer and drumsticks. You came to my house, drank my beer, ate my drumsticks. How dare you? Like, okay, I could buy my own beer and drumsticks, so you don't have to do that, but thanks.
No, but going back to what you brought up, I feel like about having, or you were saying that there were fun times. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been thinking that lately. Like, I know this podcast comes off very, like, bashing of church. Like, and it is. We're bashing church. I'm not trying to hide that. Like, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
There's some bullshit that happens at church. Mm-hmm. And they need to fess up to it. They need to fucking correct these things and stop saying, well, we're anointed. Nobody's perfect. How you going to hate on me?
Yeah.
I'm doing my best. Like, no shit. So are we.
I know.
So don't sit there during service and say, you ain't talking loud enough, blah, blah, blah. You ain't loud. Oh, come on, you can do better than that. All that shit is so fucking negative. I'm being way too loud.
Okay.
All that shit is so fucking discouraging.
Yeah.
So every fucking service, without fail, I'm telling you, this might be a little personal issue of mine, but it's like, oh, come on, you can do better than that. Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Damn, I cheer every week, and I'm never good enough. It's like that was the tone for everything, not just cheering when he stepped fucking foot on stage. That was the tone for every interaction with him. Oh, you can do better than that. Oh, come on. But I'm sorry. No,
go ahead. I would just have another. I was thinking.
I thought I kept cutting you off.
No.
Yeah, I don't want. I would like these people to hear what we're dealing with and what other people are dealing with too. We've actually had, a couple people come out and say thank you for speaking about what happened and kind of they're living vicariously, so to speak, through this podcast because we all went through that shit. Mm-hmm. And okay, Blake and PJ had an affair. You can take a dump on us now because we fucking committed something so bad. But you know what? Even if that didn't happen, you're all still full of shit. Mm-hmm. That place was full of shit. That life fucking sucked. So come on, like, be honest about it.
Dang it.
I think we can finish up.
Yeah.
So, we definitely are purposely talking about all the negative shit. Mm-hmm. It helps me. It's therapeutic to me. I like it. I like talking about all the bullshit that happened because we couldn't say a word about it then.
Yeah.
But I want everyone to know, and specifically the people there that were our friends or are our friends.
Our sound booth crew. That was real fun always.
I remember the good times too, okay?
Yeah.
Like, don't act like we're just all full of hate and we just forgot about that stuff. And maybe that's how you feel too. I don't know. You're not saying anything. We are, but there were a lot of good times. I wouldn't have stayed there for 11 years if there wasn't good times too.
Yeah.
I mean, believe me, every Sunday was great because I knew we're going to be chilling and having some beers for about an hour afterward. And then we're going to go back to work and discuss all the wins.
Yeah.
That always killed it. I was like, damn, like, I just want to hang out with my friends tonight.
I know, I just
want to hang out and have some beer. We'll have some fucking drumsticks. We'll just chill.
Yeah.
We're not going to get on each other's case about anything. Can we just relax and chill? Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Bring it in. Nope. You're 5 feet out of the room. You bring it in. Get closer. The anointing doesn't reach 13 feet.
You're not in the circle. You can't be outside the circle. You can't have 2 circles and have 1 circle. We need a bigger house. Our circle's not big enough.
I think better outside the circle. If you want me to contribute greatly, if you want this to be fun for me, like, then I'm gonna stay here. Nope. Now you gotta come in front.
So true. It happened all the time.
Barf. I mean, those meetings, it's the same as the cultural values. Those meetings, the idea of it was such a great idea. Let's hang out and talk about the day. Great, cool. What sucked? What was great? Nope. We're only going to talk about what was good. For 5 hours.
Then someone's going to cry. Then we're going to minister. Then we're going to have a whole prayer session. And then you're going to be really, really tired for work tomorrow. Anyway.
Just so disingenuous for all you Bachelor Nation people. so disingenuous.
I love that you threw that in there.
Well,
this has been episode 20.
Is that 20?
Yeah.
Yep, episode 20.
And next week, well, go ahead.
I was just going to say thank you for listening. If you got this far, please like and subscribe. And comment, for God's sakes. Like, if you were there, please comment. Like, I really would like to talk
I know. It's
to some
really
people that were there.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I don't know. It's like, if you think that your input is not that helpful, if nothing else, it's just exciting to, like, talk about this stuff. It's very validating for someone to say,
mm-hmm.
I felt the same thing.
Yeah.
It's even validating for someone to say something negative, like, well, it seems to me that, well, whatever, this is what happened from my perspective. Cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, whatever. Like, one of the most painful and frustrating things about, like, leaving is that the people still, like, there.
Mm-hmm.
Just no communication. We just went through all this and I feel nothing.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to talk to us.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
See you later.
Yeah.
Okay.